If you are a finance or a PMO or a reporting role, if you have, often you would be asked a lot of data points. Something like what is your product sale in some year, or what is the cost of certain department at certain point of time. Many more such examples you would have come across. All these requests, probably 95% of time, you can cater using various lookup formulas like vlookup, hlookup, or xlookup. So all these lookups formulas are really good, but then sometimes you have a data in a different format, or the request is such that it's very difficult, or you have to keep on editing the same lookup formula. Let's see one example. Here is the data which basically tells you what are your products, and let's say this is upcoming years and this is your forecast for sales, right? Now if someone asks you, give me the data for expected sales in 2027, you can always use a vlookup and it will return a specific column. Otherwise, if you're asked, give me a sale of a specific product in couple of years, you can still do hlookup and get what you want. But the real trouble starts when, let's see, if the request is something like this: for a product 1 year, for another product another year. Now what is the challenge in this approach? If you do a vlookup for 2027, you will have to use this column, and 2029 you will have to use this column. That means you have to keep on editing your formula to get that result. If you think from hlookup perspective, your row will change because the product that you are trying to get is changing. So what is the way out? How you will try to address request like this, but you don't want to edit multiple times your single formula. So a single formula giving output, and this is where index match comes into the picture. So whenever you have a tabular data and you need to do lookups and get some value out of it, index match is something which is going to help you a lot. Now index match is a combination of two formulas. Index, if you see, it's a separate one, and match is also a separate one. So this combination enables you to fulfill this requirement. So how? Let's look at that. So think, if you could assign coordinates to this, and if you could give coordinate, and if you could get that value, that will help you solve the purpose. Index formula precisely does that. You have to give it an array, and then you have to tell at what intersection of row and column, especially the address of a cell, you are trying to get an information. So for 1 it's going to give you 472. If I change my row to 5, it's going to give you 4503, because that is the fifth row. So you can see that index returns a value at a specific row column intersection. Now what would be the next step? If there is a way to automate, or automatically get a specific value, I mean, if you could automate this 5 and this one, then that's gonna help you do that job. Okay, so how to do that? And that is something which a match function does. So what we are saying is, match this value, and if you want to know how a particular function what it does, look at this. You start typing it, and whatever is the selected, it tells you, it returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. So I'm going to tell match what I want to match here. Fine. Where is the lookup array? Where is that base data lying? It's in this array. And match type, we want an exact match. So you can see it returns 2, 1 and 2 as the output of this formula. Similarly for 2029 you can see 4. Now the same formula you can also apply, oops, sorry, my bad, to find out the position of a product in these rows, right? So I'm going to say, give me the exact match. So it's a milk chocolate is a second, and again this is fourth. So let's, for the sake of having a difference, so I've updated my product. Now we know how we can automatically get these fives and ones, and this is how we are going to build a formula. So what I'm going to say is my row would be this. So this should be the row, and this needs to be the column. Okay, so once you do this, let's see, 2027 milk chocolate, 2027 milk chocolate, you got the figure 1722 right now. Let's just be careful and ensure we have frozen the stuff correctly, especially range is frozen. This is okay. Let's copy paste and see, are we getting 2029 nutty crunch surprise? You're getting 2081. Now what you can do is your inputs now can change and still you will get the correct value. This is the power of index match. Okay, this really helps you move between this data and ultimately get the value which you want to get. So do you have any examples where you can use this index match formula? Tell me in the comment section below. Thanks.